has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Mass staffing has got to go. We're fired up. Can't take it no more. We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
I'm Larry Mathews. I'm one of the intensive care doctors at Geisinger Wyoming Valley. And I work side by side with so many of the excellent nurses here in this audience today. Together, we provide care as a team for your loved ones and their families on the toughest days of their lives. I've been here for 4.5 years, through every wave of COVID, through all these hard countless shifts, at night, and who's been there the entire time by my side? The nurses here in the audience, providing quality care at the bedside, providing safety for our patients, and providing them with dignity and compassion. In 10 years that I've been a doctor, I've learned a lot of stuff. The biggest truth that I've ever learned is that nurses are the foundation, they are the backbone, and they are the lifeblood of good quality health care at the bedside. Every time that I've saved someone's life or helped ease someone's suffering, it's been the nurses that have actually made it happen. They've turned it into action. And we, healthcare, Geisinger, myself, the ICU, we cannot survive without our nurses. So right now, you guys are in a struggle that's older than this country, that is, it's as old as workers and bosses. You're fighting for fair compensation for the critical and difficult work that you do. You've sat down across the table in good faith and set forth a reasonable set of asks so that you can stay at the bedside and so that you can provide care for our patients and provide for your families. And instead, what have you been met with? People that don't live here, okay? People that have met your reasonable asks so far with dismissal, okay? And this denial of this otherwise overhyped allegiance that we have, or this acquisition, whatever you want to call it, by Kaiser and Ryzen and all the money that was allegedly coming with it. I think that it's quite honestly shameful. I think you guys deserve way more than you're asking, and you haven't even been met halfway so far. Every time I walk through our lobby, I pass by this poster. There's 2 of our nurses on the poster, and the poster proclaims them as heroes, and they are. Geisinger's key word, okay, the whole crux of its mission, the word that they have on everything is caring, all right? An organization that really actually cared would treat its heroes fairly, okay? That's right. The nurses here are not some cog in a machine, okay? You can't just plug and play the experience, the warmth, the compassion, the critical thinking, and the intelligence of all of our SEIU members. And you cannot just go out and replace the excellence that I work with hand in hand every day in the ICU. I think the people that have been sent to negotiate against you in bad faith, in my opinion, okay, I have to say that's my opinion, I think that they've made a really serious mistake, because I think that they have critically underestimated the strength and the will that you all have united and together. My advice, lean on each other, okay? Keep your heads up, believe that you are right, because you are, all right? And know that there's a whole lot more support behind you than people think. Unions built this society, and this one is gonna prevail because it's doing the right thing, and so that it can provide safety and health for our families and for our community. Thank you very much for having me. Solidarity forever.
Our next speaker I would like to come up is State Representative Eddie Day Pashinski.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you hold that sign? Thank you. What a shame that we have to be here. What a shame that you have to be here after you've given such great care to those people that needed your help, that needed your love, that needed your kindness, that needed your education, so you know what to do for them. What a shame. What a shame that billion-dollar company can't find a way to pay you fairly. What a shame. Did I say billion-dollar company? Yeah. That's a lot. But it's not just 1 billion, it's many. I have to tell you a little story. First of all, I understand the importance of a union because I was a former teacher. And if it wasn't for the union, we wouldn't have got fair pay. As a matter of fact, northeastern Pennsylvania is based on unions. Coal miners, seamstresses. If it wasn't for all of those unions, we wouldn't have the middle class. And you know what else we wouldn't have? We wouldn't have you. Because that money that helped bring up your families, your grandfathers, your grandfathers, your dad, your mom, to be able to have enough money so you could get an education and you could grow and become successful and do wonderful things. You see, right here in northeastern PA, it's the perfect example of people who care, who have courage, who will fight for the right thing. And the right thing is fairness for you. You're not asking to become millionaires. You're just asking to be treated fairly so you can be able to support your family and not have to do a second or a third job. Your education is so important, but you know what else is? Your heart. Not everybody can be a nurse. Not everybody can be a doctor. It takes a special person to be able to have the patience, the love, to be able to deal what you have to deal with every day. And if people haven't seen it, they don't understand. Your job is extremely important.
And it deserves better pay.
It deserves fair pay, and I'm using that word fair because I also want to tell you, when I heard that Kaiser was supposedly buying Geisinger, I was concerned. I made a call to Geisinger. I was very concerned. You know why? Because I was proud of Geisinger. Geisinger started in Little Danville and built a beautiful system. Why do we need the other guys? They're doing great. They're expanding. How about General Hospital? Do you remember that when it was General Hospital? Everybody was born there. Fantastic care. Everybody loved it. Then the for-profit came in. What was that? Then the for-profit came in. What was that? Because it's not fair. Yes, they're investing money. Yes, they have a right to make money. Yes, they have a right to invest that money and build another hospital. But we're looking for fairness. They can't do it without you. They can't do it without you. And that wonderful doctor that spoke on your behalf, because he knows what it takes. He knows what it takes to be able to take care of all those patients with care and love. You should not have to be here. They should be at the table. I'm going to demand that they be at that table. And all of us, get it settled at that table for the goodness of your patients, for the goodness of you and your families, for the goodness of your doctors who are born with a gift to take care of people. Don't you ever forget that. Not everybody can be a nurse or a doctor. But I want you to remember, there's a couple words. First one is fair. You're asking for fairness. Am I right?
Yes.
What was that?
Yes.
What do you want? What? The next thing I'm going to tell you is, you stick together. You stay united. When you are united, you have the power. You shouldn't have to use that. They should be using their common sense and their business metronome in order to make sure they pay you fairly. But for some reason, whoever's in charge, they haven't seen the light. And that light is, they're not going to have the greatest nursing staff or doctors around here unless they treat you fairly. So fairness, second, unity, third. I want you to be flexible, okay? I want you to negotiate in good faith, in honesty, and if you do that, you not only will get that contract, you're going to have everybody in Northeastern PA standing up for you, speaking out for you, because you deserve it. It's my honor to serve as a state representative, and I have to represent everybody. So in a sense, I represent Geisinger. Guess what I'm going to tell them? I already told you. I expect them to treat you fairly. Right. I expect them to come to your table. I expect them to sit down and work it out for the fairness and for goodness, not only for you, but for all those patients.
Yes.
Got it? Yes. Because I know those patients will be taken care of and loved if they have you when you're treated, so you don't have to worry about the things that you have to worry about now. It's my honor to be here with you. I stand with you. Fairness, unity, stay together, pride. Thank you.
I would like to welcome Chrissy Minette from Interventional Radiology.
I am one of the nurses that management is wanting to value less. My name is Chrissy Minette, and I'm a nurse at Geisinger Wyoming Valley Interventional Radiology. I've worked for Geisinger for 12 years. Interventional radiology performs various procedures. We do a lot of work for the Cancer Center, like biopsies, chemo port placements, and direct therapy cancer treatments. We also take care of various levels of traumas, like people that have been in car accidents, had gunshots, work-related accidents, or even falls by finding and stopping bleeding from vessels internally. This is just a small overview of the things interventional radiology does. Given the type of care we provide, we are on call. This means someone is on call 24/7, and we are called back to work. Sometimes when we get called in, we may work straight through the night and well into the morning hours. We may be called in multiple times through the day and night. Management then expects us to work our next shift as if we had a normal night's sleep. However, there's no rest. We have had nurses sleep in their cars to try to get an hour of sleep in before they get to their next scheduled shift, since there's no point in going home. This is unsafe for nurses and unfair for the patients that count on us. Rather than trying to address this issue, what did Geisinger first propose? That's right, they proposed to cut my pay, baby. Yep, you heard me right. Their first proposal was that I get a pay cut. Want to know the next thing they proposed? To let me keep my pay, but then the people we hire get the lower pay rate. The next thing they proposed after this was brought to their attention that they will let me, repeat. There we go, okay. We already have challenges recruiting and retaining nurses. So a pay cut, no good. When we can't retain and recruit, the nurses left end up leaving, or end up taking more call because the other nurses leave. My unit isn't unique to this issue though, and they're trying to do this in many other units just like mine. Cath lab, where you at girls, endo. Let me be clear on behalf of our RN committee and all the nurses. Believe me when I say we do not want to be on strike. We want to be caring for our patients. However, management's forcing us to be on strike. We are trying to think about the future for our patients and for our nurses. How do we retain and recruit so that we can provide the highest standards of care at Level 1 Trauma Center? How do we make sure that nurses who spend every day and night providing healthcare are able to afford healthcare for themselves and their families? How do we make our hospital the most secure facility with the highest standards of patient safety for our community? All of this is our focus, but we must make Geisinger listen and respect us as nurses.
We are our own campus, which means that we do not have the same ancillary staff that they have in the main OR. What that means for us is that we have to wear many hats. We play the role of RN, sometimes housekeeping. We have to pick our own cases and set up all our rooms to be ready for the next day. As I shared, the volume of care and level of care at our healthplex is advancing. Like all our nurses, we work safely and quickly. It is an extremely demanding job. We are also our own campus, sitting away from our other facilities. We all see what happens in the world today. We know and remind management the violence against healthcare workers is on the rise across the nation. We have raised ideas and concrete steps in negotiations on how to make our facility more secure. Something as easy as having security personnel in our building from the time it opens until the last nurse leaves at the end of the day. We have been told to this point, if we see something, we should say something. We have told management that we are seeing something, and we've been saying something for months. But we don't get the answers or concrete commitments we need. We think all patients, visitors, and nurses at all our campuses deserve the highest standards in security and safety. We want to make sure that all RNs are valued at GWV. We all need good raises wherever we work and however many years of experience we have. Yet management keeps wanting to divide us. They give some OR nurses one raise and other OR nurses another. RNs are a team. Healthcare workers, we are a team. We all work together for the best care and safety of our patients. But rather than valuing all RNs who work hard to give the highest care to our community, Geisinger wants to try and make more profits and divide nurses. This is not right. Management knows that their pay proposals keep all of us behind other nurses in the region. We keep stressing to them that we have to lead the region. We are a level 1 trauma center. And magnet. We want to make sure we have the pay and benefits that will value all RNs and help us recruit and retain in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Teresa.
So good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. My name is Deborah Carthen. I am a lead radiologic technologist. I've been with Kaiser for 28 years. I started when I was 2. I also sit on the executive committee of SEIU WV. What I'm here for today is to let you know that you are not alone. What I'm here for today is to let you know that an injury to one is an injury to all. United we stand, divided we beg. Kaiser is playing shell games, and we are smarter than 5th graders. We will not let them blindside us. We will not let them play with us. We will not let them not bargain fairly with you. We just had one of the biggest healthcare worker strikes in California, in the United States history, because of unfair labor practices at Kaiser Permanente, because of the short staffing, because of the games that Kaiser was trying to play with us. Geisinger might be the name, but Kaiser is the game. What we will not do We will not let you play in our face. What we will not do, we will not let Kaiser act like they're not associated when we know that they put in the money to build Rise It. That $500,000 that SEIU UHW has pledging, that's for, if you planned on 1 week strike, it's now a 2-week strike. If you planned on a 2-week strike, it is now a 3-week strike. Don't play with us, because we're not gonna play with you. Kaiser and Geiser. Do not play. Because you guys as nurses, you meet everything to your patients. You can't get quality care from nurses if we are not making quality wages. Longevity is the name of the game, and the way you attract the best, you must offer the best. I just heard my fellow sister talking about having a chronic condition. I am very transparent. I have lupus. I paid $5 for a 3-month prescription because I am Kaiser. Kaiser has bought Geiser. You deserve the same kind of care that I have. It is not okay. And please, on everything I love, don't make all 90,000 plus of us come here, because we will. We got a call at 7 a.m. to come here yesterday. We're here. We don't play. SEIU UHW is about business, and you all deserve everything. You're everything. You deserve everything. Whether you're a new nurse or a nurse that's been here a long time, you guys deserve. We're not going to divide. We're not going to be separated, because at the end of the day, when they divide us, they win. At the end of the day, you are nurses. You went to school to get what you have. You mean everything. And I really need you guys to take that to heart. When it's time to strike, it's scary, but you got to stand 10 toes down in it and just do it. We did it. We did it. And we now have the best healthcare workers contract in the history of Kaiser Permanente. 21% across the board. The rock regions, which is Colorado and different areas, they used to not get what we got. We all have 5, 6, 6, 6. We all got the same thing. So when you stand together, you get things together. When you divide, you get things separately, and we're not going to do that. So I'm here to let you know we're supporting you. I'm excited to be here, and I look forward to hearing about that great contract that you all get.
Well, guys, I keep saying this, but this fight isn't just for RNs. It's really about our patients, our community, and our region. We are lucky to have someone today who is the voice for working people all across PA and who represents the federation of over 500,000 union members across PA, and many right here in Northeastern Pennsylvania. I would like to welcome Angela Ferrito, who is the president of the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO Federation of Labor Unions.
Thank you. I am Angela Ferrito, and I'm the president of the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO. And I am here today on behalf of 700,000 of your brothers and sisters, because we know how important RNs are. Heck, I think everyone in the world has been cared for by an RN at one time or another. You are the heartbeat of our health systems. You are vital to our communities, and you deserve respect, and you deserve to be compensated fairly. It should be common sense to Geisinger that investing in their workforce will actually help them too. They shouldn't want to pay for expensive traveling nurses or pay overtime. They should want to retain good nurses. They need to listen to you as a union on how to do this. I am hearing how all of you as RNs are struggling to afford your own health care. Some of you pay $700 a month, thousands of dollars in deductibles. It's like shopping at the company store back in the day of company mining towns, and it was wrong then, and it is wrong now. All working people, and healthcare workers especially, should have the right to affordable health care. Bargaining should look like unions and employers working together to solve challenges. But when employers like this aren't listening, when they aren't respecting their workers, then you have no choice but to stand up and fight back. This is important. It's important to our communities and to the patients that you all care for. And you aren't just fighting for yourselves. You're fighting for all healthcare workers and all working people. And the Pennsylvania AFL-CIO has your back. I hope that you can settle this contract this week without having to go on strike. But if not, just know that all 700,000 of your brothers and sisters have your back and will be back.
Please give a warm NEPA a round of applause to welcome our union brother and sister from California.
I appreciate it. Can you hear me all right? My name's Ethan Ruskin. I'm a health educator. I've been working at Kaiser Permanente in San Jose Medical Center for 23 years now. And I want to take you on a short, brief history lesson about Kaiser. So back in the 90s, Kaiser was on the verge of bankruptcy, struggling financially, and of course, like all employers do, coming after our workers' benefits. In 1996, 26 local unions and 7 international unions, including SEIU, came together to form what is now called the Coalition of Kaiser Permanente Unions. Sorry, I can't speak. CKPU is what we call it. Why is that important? Because in 1997, we went to Kaiser and said we can either fight with each other or we can form a partnership. And we formed the longest lasting, most successful partnership in US history between labor and management. And what that has meant for Kaiser is they went from the verge of bankruptcy to last year, they are expected to bring in over $100 billion in revenue in 1 year. And it's gone up and up in the last 25 years since the partnership began. Why is that important? Because it was also beneficial to our workers. We have fully employer-paid healthcare benefits at Kaiser. Every coalition union from California, Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, Colorado, and the mid-Atlantic states, Maryland and Virginia. I want to make sure I don't miss any. And Georgia too. So Kaiser's a big organization, mostly in California with 12.5 million members. But why is this important here? Why did they create Ryzen and not just buy Geisinger outright? Because, thanks Lauren. I put her there for that purpose. Well, the reason is simple. Part of our partnership agreement says that we have organizing rights and that any new union that's brought into a Kaiser region has the right to join with us in the coalition and bargain together. We bargain every 3-4 years together as a coalition with over 90,000 coalition union members. And guess what that means? We get better contracts, right? Because there's strength in numbers. So I'm here to tell you on behalf of the 90,000 coalition union members, the over 115,000 UHW members from the union I represent, we're here to support you guys, have your back. And not only that, but I just spoke with our president a couple hours ago with the group here, and we are pledging $500,000 for strike benefits for your union. Because as labor, we got to stick together, right? We got to make sure we don't let them get away with trying to do an end run around our partnership, trying to screw over workers like yourselves who deserve better benefits, better wages. And I will tell you, every coalition union has market-leading wages and benefits. And Lauren and Mary took us to dinner last night. I just want to say, talking to her about the benefits, frankly, it's depressing and it's ridiculous. And it needs to change. So we're here to back you guys up and make sure you get that chance. And I'm going to hand it off to the group.